Hi guys! Today I'm going to film a get ready with me, and this is my first time doing this, and so I'm really excited to try it and to see how it turns out. So let's get ready. Okay, so I'm not doing too much today. I'm going to do some filming, and then we're going out to eat tonight with my brother-in-law and his fiance. So I'm just kind of going for an everyday look. I've already moisturized, and I use the Philosophy Renewed Hope moisturizer. Renewed Hope in a jar. It has SPF 30. I'm on retinol right now. Like I, use it on my face every night. So you definitely need SPF when you're in retinol because it protects your skin much more. The retinol will make you more susceptible to sun damage, I think. And so, yep, I had to switch to a SPF moisturizer. I like this one okay, but it does leave me kind of shiny. So I use a lot of mattifying stuff to help fix that. Okay, so if you have combination or oily skin, I love this primer. I just started using it last week. This is the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. Looks like this. And I love this stuff. It's kind of hard to use, but I don't get shiny at all. And I'm usually a shiny mess. I sweat. I'm fat, I sweat, okay? I usually sweat a bit, and this keeps me looking really much better than I used to. So it comes out really thick. Let's see if I can show you that. Okay, so it comes out really thick and goopy, and then you warm it up with your finger a little bit, and then you pat it into the area. And don't try to rub it back and forth, because it almost creates a sealant on your skin, and it feels like it'll almost flake up or peel up. It's kind of gross. Yeah, so it's intense. It's not something that you'd probably want to use every day, or if you have super sensitive skin, because I have a feeling it will clog up all your business. But I really like it. And to me, it's worth it if I know that I don't want to be shiny later. Get it on all my shine spots. So I don't know about the Poreless claim. That's the only one I feel maybe is not super accurate. It does mattify for sure, like I said, but yeah, I don't know about the porelessness of it. Okay, hopefully, and then I just kind of let it dry a little bit because it's still I can feel it a little bit sticky. And it is pretty smooth once it's dry. Not quite as smooth as the Professional or the Baby Soft or whatever, but pretty smooth. Yeah. Today I'm gonna film 3 or 4 different hauls that I've shopped for lately, because I'm going to Iceland and London next week. My husband and I are finally taking our honeymoon. We got married on Halloween last year and haven't taken a honeymoon yet, so we're finally gonna go do that. Iceland subsidized their airline. And so flights over there are pretty affordable for going overseas. So yeah, we decided to go to Iceland, and then it's cheaper to get to London from Iceland. So we're gonna do 5 days in London as just a little added bonus. Okay, so I have pretty red skin. I don't think I have rosacea or anything. And it's not I don't know if that is hyperpigmentation or anything, because I never really had bad acne. But I do have just red skin and really freckly skin. And so I like to use the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness, and I use this underneath all my makeup. Even though on a light makeup day, this would be enough coverage, I still put foundation over it and everything. So I'm using an It Cosmetics brush. This is let's see, does it have a name? The Airbrush Concealer brush. It's just a little guy. And this I got in an Ulta holiday kit last Christmas. So I take just the tiniest amount, and I'm sure there's a more sanitary way to do this, but oh well, I'm the only one that's going to use it anyways. So I take a tiny amount and then pat it over where there's the most pores and most redness, and I just buff it in really lightly. And you can see already that's covered up so much redness. Hopefully the lighting is working and you can tell that. I haven't really figured out the lighting in this room or with this camera. So there I got quite a bit. So I'm going to dab on my nose and then over here. And this helps to create more of a poreless look. Buffing it in like this sounds gross, but it fills your pores with makeup, so that when you put on the upper layer of makeup or whatever, it has a smooth surface to it, because you filled up all those icky pores. So that sounds pretty disgusting to like fill up your pores with stuff, but it works, I guess, so fine by me. And I just do this on like where my pores are worst. I do have pretty big pores, they're gross. I was not very good at skincare in the times that like it mattered, like when I was, you know, 17, 18 and getting into college. I don't want to like put it on my mom or anything, but she was not like a girly girl. So she still doesn't really know how to like do her hair or like makeup or anything. So when she raised us, like she didn't teach us how to, you know, wash our face or use makeup or proper hair care or anything. So like I just used, you know, like soap in the shower. Yeah, I finally got like the orange acne free whatever from Neutrogena, and I was like, now I can do skincare things. And it did, like, you know, it helped with whatever zits I had and stuff. But yeah, that I didn't use a moisturizer. I didn't use anything else. And so when I got to college, I became friends with a Mary Kay consultant, and then she was like, well, you need to do this and this and this and this, and then got me into Mary Kay, which, you know, was really good for my skin, not good for my wallet. Okay, so foundation today, you can see that this is like not my skin tone at all. It covers up everything, but it's a bit darker than the rest of me, so I'm going to go in with Estee Lauder Double Wear, and this is in Cool Bone 1C1. Let's see if it'll show up. I wish this had a pump, but they don't. So I'm going to put a little bit on my hand and then dot on my face to spread around. Yeah, so I didn't really know much about skincare until, you know, Mary Kay, and then even then it's like Mary Kay's version of skincare, which doesn't really give you the whole story. They just tell you what you need to buy from them. So now finally in my mid-20s, I am learning more about like what I should actually do for skincare and like what will actually help my face look better in the long run. So that's why I started retinol. I'm using an AHA. I was using a BHA, but I ran out, so I have to get another BHA. Yeah, so live and learn, right? And I finally learned how to do makeup from YouTube. Thank you. Still not great at it, but I'm learning. Okay, is that more my skin tone? Look at the viewfinder thing. It still looks pretty yellow on there, but in my mirror, it looks closer to what it should look like. Oh well, it'll be fine. Okay. Under eye stuff, I haven't used this one in a while. I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser for Dark Circles, and this is in the color Fair. Did any of that focus? Sorry, this guy. Okay, and I just dab this under my eyes, and I usually let it warm up to my skin a little bit after I put it here. So I'm gonna quick do my brows. So I'm using the Anastasia Dipbrow in Soft Brown. And what I do is I hold it like this, and then I take this little brush. This is a Sigma Angled Brow Brush, the E75. And then I get a little bit on the brush, and then I dip it, like I spread it out in here. And I just fill in a little bit. The Instagram brow look is really cool on Instagram, but in real life, it's just not my thing. So I have pretty normal, like, boring brows. And I just fill them in a little bit so they're a little bit more bold. But yeah, I don't do any like huge shaping or anything. I try to do that when I pluck and wax and whatnot. Yeah, so that didn't take too long, and now my concealer has kind of like really warmed up and blended in, so I just pat it out. And I don't put concealer on the high points of my face like a lot of the YouTube people do. because it looks really good on camera and gives you like a beautiful sculpted face, but in real life it looks really cakey. And I'm doing real life things today, so I don't want to look super cakey. Then I'm going to set that, and I am using the RCMA No Color Powder, this guy. It is pretty cheap, and I put it into the lid of an e.l.f. Setting powder cover, high definition powder. So I just have a little bit in here. And then I just take a little bit and set that. A little of that. Set that. And then I'm going to take a bigger powder brush. That was the e.l.f. blush brush, and this is the IT Cosmetics All Over Powder number 211. I'm just going to take a little bit. That was more than I wanted. And give an all over powder. This brush is so soft. I just want to keep doing it. Okay. I'm going to do some bronzing now. So if you haven't gotten any Wet n Wild brushes, I highly suggest getting these. They're like $1 a piece. I found them at the dollar store even lately, and they're super soft. I really like them. So they don't have names on them. I'm just using like a powder brush, and I'm going to use the Cocoa Contour, and I'm going to go in between the dark and the medium. So I'm going to go in between those a few times, tap off, and kind of fill in like where I want there to be contours. I don't really contour because in real life, again, it doesn't look the most normal. But I do like to just kind of shade where I think there should be some darkness. I'm going to go up on my forehead. And then I'm going to take a bigger powder brush. This is the Real Techniques 103. And I'm going to grab the Glam Bronze by L'Oreal. And this is in the shade Light Pale. And I'm just going to grab some of that and go like down my neck. This has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but it's really not noticeable. Like, I don't look at my neck and like, oh, you put glitter all over it. It's just kind of like, works. A little bit on my cheeks. A little bit on the forehead. With that e.l.f. blush brush again, I'm going to go into the light cocoa in the contour powder. And just give a little bit under the eyes. And then put the excess on the nose, forehead, yada yada. I got this cool like Tarte Try It Out kit at Ulta. Ulta. The last time I was there. And it came with a blush, like a little powder, a mascara, a lippy thing, the Tarte lip paint. What else? Mascara. Was that it? Anywho, really cool stuff. I like their brushes. I have like the Energy Noir kit. Gross. I have this kit, which came with a blush that I really like, but this one is the color Sweet. And it has some shimmer to it. And it's just a nice, really good pink for summer. So I'm going to use that. And I'm going to do some highlighting now. So my sister got me this for my birthday. It's the Anastasia Glow Kit in Gleam. And I was like, I don't need that much highlight. I'm never going to use it. She's like, it's your birthday. It's fun. So, all right. Let's have fun. I haven't used the top two shades, Hard Candy or Mimosa, because they're just really dark for me. But I have used the bottom two, and I like them kind of mixed, or, you know, so like Stardust, I'll grab a little bit and use it like over my blush. Not that I need this much highlight. I mean, who needs this much highlight in their life? But I just used a little bit there over my cheeks, and then I use a little bit of crushed pearl then on top of that. And then I take whatever is left, I do a little bit on the tip of the nose, and that's about it. I don't put it on my forehead or my chin because I already tend to get shiny there, so it ends up just looking really shiny. And I will come into this later again for some brow bone highlight and inner corner. Now I'm going to go into my MAC Paint Pot. This is in Painterly. Most people use soft ochre and it's a more yellowy tone, but Painterly blends better with my cool tone skin. So I just put that all over the lid. It acts as a good base and helps the shadow stay on longer. I don't really use a primer, I just use this. Okay, and I'm going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. And I usually stay in the center section, which is like the cool toned section. So I'm going to start out with a flat shader brush from Wet n Wild again. And I'm going to go into, this is the only one I use on the other. This is the neutral top shade. And I just put this all over the lid. It's kind of like the same color as my skin, so it makes a good base to blend other powders off on top of. Setting a cream with a powder then helps other powders blend on top of it. Alright, I'm going to grab my Sigma Taper Blending E40 brush. And there's a ton of different blending brushes you can use. I really like blending brushes, but this one's my favorite. The second favorite is the Wet n Wild one. Then my third favorite, where is it? If I can find it and show you. It's from Crown Brushes, which is basically the same thing as Morphe brushes. And this is the C412 DLX Pointed Crease. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Sigma one. And I'm going to go into that top shade on the cool one. So that nice taupe. Just get a little bit on. And I'm focusing that in the outer half of my crease. And then down a little bit onto the lid itself. And just helping increase that natural shadow, or where that should be. I don't really have hooded eyes, but I do have, like, I don't know really what you call it, but you can see like the crease lays over itself. So I can't do like a lot of the really intense eye looks, or like put a lot of color on my lid. It just doesn't look great. It makes my eyes look smaller. So I try to focus everything on the outer half because it opens up my eyes a bit. And now I go in with a different blending brush. So this is my Wet n Wild one. And I go into the darker brown. Oh, they have names. Whoops. Okay. So I started out with Ludwig. Then I used Lazarus. And now I'm going to into Liberatus. Okay. And I just grab like a dot of that. And I start in that outer corner and blend out. Blend in from the outer corner. So again, it just deepens up that outer shade, but I'm not doing anything fancy. I don't like fancy on the eyes. Well, not today. Okay, now I'm going to take, this is a pencil brush from Mary Kay. So they call it the eye crease, but it's a lot more pointed than that. And it's kind of like a stiffer brush. So I'm going to put that back into, what was this one? Lazarus. Do a little bit under the eye with the lighter taupe shade. I don't do too much under the eye, but then I'm going to take it into, what was that one? Liberatus, the darker brown. And then go closer to the lash line and focus it on the outer part. And I am going to bring that more focus on the top lash line as well. So you can see that just really like deepens up that outer corner in a way that I really like. So I'm going to do that on the other side as well. And I just grab a little tiny bit because these are pretty pigmented shadows and I don't want to get like a solid line where I put them. I just want a little bit of extra something. Now I'm going to go back with that first Wet n Wild flat shader brush. And I'm going to take the white under the cool tones, so it's Saleos. I'm going to just grab a little tiny bit of that and put it in the brow bone, kind of the inner corner. And then I'm going to go back into the Anastasia Glow Kit and grab Crushed Pearl and do the same thing with the same brush, just for a little bit of a pop. Nothing too crazy, pretty normal, pretty natural, but look. Now I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum in Deep Brown. I like to use a deep brown just because I keep browns on my eyelids, and it helps bring out my blue eyes a little bit more. If I use black, it can be just a little bit too much for my eyes. It kind of, instead of accentuating the blue, it just kind of like covers it a little bit. So I'm going to see if I can keep this in frame while still seeing myself. Sorry. I was not sold on this. So a whole bunch of people love this, obviously, and everyone was like, oh, you have to try it, you have to try it. And I'm like, no, I really like my other stuff. Like, my favorite, personally, is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner, the liquid eyeliner. It just is really easy to like lay on your lash line and go across. But finally I caved, they were on sale, and I got one, and it's worth it. They're awesome. It's really easy to use. The brush tip is really fine and stays in that point. Awesome stuff. So I'm going to put that on the top lash line. And I create like the tiniest of wings. And this always happens. One gets bigger than the other, and then you have to fix both. Ugh. Okay. Good enough. And now for my bottom lash. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Influenster.com, but it is a website where you can like leave reviews for different products. You can like answer questions people have about products, that sort of thing, and it connects to your social media, and then they send you stuff every once in a while. So this is the first time I've like answered enough questions or whatever to be sent something. So they sent me the Supersizer Fibers mascara, and with it a Covergirl Perfect Point Plush. Okay, really? Words? Perfect Point Plus Espresso eyeliner. So it is a self-sharpening tip, perfect line, easy to apply. Those sound like it's way too great, so I'm gonna open it up. It has like a smudger on one side, and I've never liked smudgers, I gotta be honest. I've never liked them, but I'm not gonna try that today. I am gonna try and put this in the waterline and just see what it does. Okay. Pure confusion on my face. So it says it's like always to a perfect point, but it's kind of like a blunt end right now. And whenever I try to turn it up, it does this weird thing. Oh, I can't turn it down. Oops, that's awkward. Okay. Okay. Let's try a little bit on our hand. Let's see. Okay, that's a pretty good point. It's easier to show you. Okay. That's pretty easy to draw. Like, there's no tugging, no pulling. It's just like, just works. Although it is a bit of a thick line for me. I like a pretty thin eyeliner line. So I'm going to try this in the waterline and just see how it does. I don't usually wear eyeliner in my waterline very much lately, but I'll try it and I'll see if I can get a little bit on the top. I hate doing it on the top. I always get it on my contacts. Ugh, I hate doing that. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit more. Trying to kind of get it in the lash line. Just looks messy. Looks so messy. Okay. I don't know if I'm totally sold on this, but I don't really like liners that look like this, so that would be a good reason why I don't like it so much. Yeah, I'm gonna try to remove some of that from the waterline. I will be right back. Okay, that wiped right out of the waterline, so that would not have stayed very long. Also in the Influencer box, obviously, came the Supersizer Fibers, which I love the Supersizer mascara. The regular one, not waterproof, the regular one is my favorite mascara of all time. I really like it. Even if I don't wear it by itself every day, I'll wear it over top of another mascara. So like the Better Than Sex especially, I really like the fanning out that it gives my lashes. It looks really nice. Then I'll put this over top of it to like make them bigger still. So I really like this stuff. And I'm excited to try the fibers. I hope that they are even awesomer, but we'll see. It has the same type of, so this is in the color Very Black, and it doesn't look like it's waterproof. No, just regular. Yay. Okay. It does have the same kooky kind of wand. Okay, I will learn how to focus this someday. So if you haven't seen this wand, you're living under a rock and you need to try it because it is really cool. So you're supposed to do like a curling motion as you go up, but I just kind of apply it normally and it works for me. So the only difference, if you haven't used a fiber mascara, the only difference between this and the regular apparently is that it has fibers in it. So you can't really see them when you open it. I mean, it isn't like there's any fibers sticking out or doing crazy stuff, but they're just little tiny fibers. Fiber mascara, I have one here, I'll show you. So I have the one from Unique. I got this from my sister-in-law for Christmas a year or two ago. And this is their, they have a weird name for it. Let me see if I can find it. The Moodstruck Transplanting Gel and Natural Fibers. So theirs comes in two. And the first one is just like a regular mascara, basically. And then, so you put that on your lashes, then you put a coat of the fibers. And so it's like a black fuzzy wand. It's just like a black stick basically covered in fuzzies. So they're little fuzzy fibers, you coat your lashes in them, and then you put another layer of the mascara one on. And so all together, it just like, instead of building volume, it adds those fibers so it makes them even more voluminous. It does get a little bit spidery, but I don't mind that personally. Some people do. I don't mind it. So I hope that the fiber here, the one-step fibers, has a similar effect. So let's try it out, huh? Well, so far it's going on a lot cleaner than the Supersizer. It's not nearly as chunky or spidery as the other one. See if I can like face up and do it. Okay, well I'm going to put a little bit of mascara on the bottom. I always get marks under my eyes there. I think that I must have weird shaped eyes where they fold on each other or something. So I don't put too much mascara down there because it will transfer and get gross. And I always do a few coats of this too because I like my lashes to be big. I very, very, very rarely wear false lashes. I just try to build up my natural lashes to be pretty big. And I'm happy with that. And most people say if you start wearing fake lashes, you want to wear them all the time. And that's what I'm afraid of. It's adding more steps because then every day before school, I'm going to be like, well, I need this and this and this. So I don't want to grow too attached to something like fake lashes because my middle school students do not care if I'm wearing fake lashes or not. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see if it looks good on the viewfinder too. Yeah, that's a pretty good look. I like them. I wouldn't say that they're any bigger than the Supersizer, but maybe it's just because it's a new tube and this one's a little bit older now that it's like a cleaner look. So they look a little bit less clumpy, which I kind of like. Yeah, so far so good. I'm going to put on a little bit of lip liner, and this is the NYX Slide On Glide On in Nude Suede Shoes. Okay, I'm just going to put on a little bit of this. I had a cold sore last week, which they're so gross. I hate them. I get one like every few years, and mine just happened to come last week. So now it's just like a little bit of a scar tissue there. Like the texture is a little bit weird. So I want to just make sure that that's covered. And, oh, I forgot. I just got a new lip thing yesterday. Alright, so I saw this new display and I had to try it out. This is the Color Jolt in shade 10, Never Bare. So this thing's just tiny, as you can see. And when you open it up, it has like a fuzzy applicator thing. Yeah, it's fuzzy. Weird. So the product comes out right there. And this was the lightest shade because I typically like more nudie type shades. Ah, there it comes out. Okay, ready? Let's try it. See if it doesn't suck. Whoo! Okay. That's really pink for me so far, but we'll see. Okay, it's not too bad. Oh, it's really pink in the viewfinder. Ah! Okay, so that's pretty pink for me. Let's see how long it'll stay on. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what this claims. To remove excess product, wipe with dry tissue. Precise tip applicator. Intense lip paint. So I don't know if this is claiming to be like non-transfer or just long wearing or what. It doesn't look as bright in real life. It looks manageable. A little bit too pink for me. Kind of actually like the Tea and Cookies from the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick. So this is Tea and Cookies, and it's just a little bit too pink for me. I'm going to try these next to each other on my hand because that's what I like to do with my life. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put that one. This is hard to do. Put that one right there. I'm going to put it on top of it. Let's see if I can do this in the frame. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. How do people do this? Those are pretty similar, huh? Very similar. So yeah, maybe a little bit too pink for me. And I don't think that this lip paint is gonna get matte. No, it's transferring onto my eyeliner hand. I don't think it's gonna get matte or anything, but we'll see just how long it stays on. Anywho, this was a fun day, huh? Fun little get ready with me. I might have to do another one sometime. So I hope you like my look. If you have any questions about products, feel free to ask them below. I don't have all the answers. I'm just a normal person who loves makeup. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!